So hold on. So we know how you got to Florida. How'd you get to Florida? Because that was right when Steve Spurrier was on his way out to the Commanders.
You could have went to Georgia, Auburn, all these schools up your way.
So Spurrier recruited me. I actually tore my ACL 4 times in high school.
Damn, really?
I had 4 ACLs.
And still was All-American.
4 ACLs, still All-American.
Damn.
But so my sophomore year, crazy story. I was at the big white school. You know, they bring the from the hood up.
Yeah,
you know
I know. Yeah.
So they bring the hood up. So I was at the big white
education.
school. And I was a running back on JV, and I was a cornerback in varsity. So I was a running back one time. I had like 320 yards rushing. Roswell High School, I called them. They don't care. Roswell High School in Atlanta, I had like 320 rushing. I had 1 touchdown. There was a dude named Tim Maurer who had like 60 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns. Every time we got in the red zone, they get the ball to the white boy. It's like the Varsity Blues
I know how that go.
Every time we get the red zone.
Every time we get to the red zone, they get the ball to the white boys. So I go from the 20 to the 20, and then they're like, yeah, Maurer left. I'm like, I done ran 60.
Maurer left.
Now they give him to the white boy. So really it was a game like that. And my mom, she was like, we're leaving here. So the only school in the district that had a black head coach was North Springs High School, which is a magnet school for math and performing arts. Usher went there. Raven Simone went there. I actually shot at Raven when she was young.
Of course you did.
And she egged me, and it hurt my feelings. And then I found out she like
she don't
boys, so I was like,
she don't want what you got. She don't want what you got. It wasn't personal. She don't want that.
It wasn't personal. Like she didn't like what I had him, had. She wanted something else.
She like what we like.
Yeah, you got an eggplant.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I ain't got a peach. I got an eggplant.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
It is what it is, but it was a point. So I had to pass the test and all that stuff. So then I go to this performing arts school. And then, so Spurrier starts recruiting my junior year. He called me, and he was arrogant as shit. Spurrier, the conversation I remember the most was that he said, called me, and he said, hey, Crowder, we're doing a national championship next year with or without you, but I heard you can help.
He does sound like that.
That's exactly how he talked. He was like, you can help. And I was like, I kind of got on the phone because I got SMU, all these little school kissing my ass. And Spurrier was kind of like, so they were still on the list.
Kind of if you want to.
If you want to come, you can come. Yeah, you can help us out. Yeah.
I'll give you a helmet and pads.
And so then he goes to play for the Commanders now.
Yeah.
I'm getting used to that.
Yeah.
The Washington. So he leaves and goes. So
Yeah.
that's my senior year. So as soon as he leaves to Washington.
You're committed at the time, though, to Florida.
What's that?
You're
No. I'm still wide open. I'm visiting South Carolina, North Carolina State with Chuck Amato, who had that same little voice, just like Spurrier. North Carolina State, South Carolina, Florida, Georgia, and somebody else.
What kind of voice you have?
Hey, little voice. Hey there, Crowder, how you know? I'm like, goddamn, man, pull your nuts out.
What's the bass of your voice?
Let your nuts drop a little bit.
Hey, you can't talk about my coach, bro.
Who was that? Spurrier?
Spurrier, you don't talk
Spurrier
about
Spurrier was a dog.
old ball
offensive.
coach.
Spurrier's an
Legend.
OG.
He's still
Legend.
up
Now,
there.
he should be
still
honest.
there?
He should be honest. He an OG for
He's
real.
an OG for
Spurrier,
sure.
call
We got a
Spurrier
better
out.
chance.
Spurrier,
We need
come
to
on
get
over here.
we need to
I
get
saw
Spurrier
y'all.
on here.
Y'all had Billy G on.
Yeah.
I would love to get Spurrier on.
Spurrier.
I would love to get Spurrier on.
Bring your ass
Why not?
on.
Yeah,
Come on,
that'd be a
Steve.
good one.
For
Goddamn,
sure.
these legends. I
I
watched
know
these
who we
motherfuckers
ain't
in
gonna
high
have
school.
on. We ain't gonna have Nick Saban on here. We ain't doing that.
He bring Nick on.
Nah, man, he did. I remember waking up in the morning and Nick said he wasn't leaving. I woke up in the morning, Nick would haul ass to Tuscaloosa. I said, hold on, man.
I was on the team.
I know you was. We gonna test on that. I was mad as hell.
on the
I don't want to
team.
even get into that. We gonna get into
You
that
know the
later.
story, right? I'm sure he'll
I
tell
would
you.
love for you to
All the
tell me
time.
the
So how'd you
story.
get to Florida?
I get to Florida. So
Right.
I want that story though at some point.
yeah, we're gonna get to it. So I'm there, Spurrier leaves. So it was really in my mind. I'm visiting all these places. I went to South Carolina. If you ever been to Columbia, South Carolina, that's no place for a black man.
Yeah, ain't nothing there.
So I visited Columbia, South Carolina, and me and my mom was in the water. I'm like, this is not a place for me because I can't be here. You know, it's just like on the tip of their tongue.
Yeah. I've been there before.
Yeah, it's right there on the tip of their tongue. So I'm like, I can't go to
high school
South
coach used to
Carolina.
coach there.
North Carolina State, they didn't really have much going on. So I visited Georgia, and Athens is nice. And me and Ricardo Hurley, while we was there, one of them little white girls let us use their car, and we riding around, and we seeing how Athens is. So I end up committing to Georgia.
Oh.
Spurrier left too, so I'm like, man, I'm going to UGA. I'm up there with Mark Rick, hanging out with Boss Bailey, Tony Gilbert, all them boys up there. And then Zook gets the job.
So, long story short, then you just got a bigger NIL package at Florida.
Zook gets the job. Zook gets the job. Zook brings in Charlie Strong, who was the coach at South Carolina. He was the DC at South Carolina. I was going to South Carolina to play with Charlie.
Yeah.
So Zook gets the job. He gets Charlie to come to Florida, and Charlie convinces me. I went to Florida to play for Charlie Strong. I didn't go to play for Ron Zook. I love Ron Zook to talk to this day, but Charlie Strong was there. So I ended up going to Florida to play for Charlie Strong. Or he convinced me to take a visit. He was like, take a visit, come down here, you enjoy yourself. Man, I walked down there, frat row.
Yeah.
All them little white girls with the bathing suits
man,
sitting on the side of the road. You
yeah.
riding down that best steak short, stone crabs everywhere, steaks everywhere. I didn't eat a steak, a real steak, till I got to Gainesville. We ate cube steak.
Yeah.
You know what cube steaks are? Cube steaks
that
ain't nothing but big flat now fucking hamburgers, and you fry them up with bread on them.
Taste like nothing.
Bro, I thought a steak was a cube steak, and I ate my first fucking steak in Gainesville, and I had my first stone crab. Then I got a little money in my pocket, and my mama got to explore, and I was like, shit, we might need to reevaluate this Athens thing. And that's what got it. Charlie Strong and the alumni base.
Back then, them Explorers was the shit.
But that's the thing. And it's funny, bro.
I had an Explorer too.
The NIL now is so funny that people run from that, and now they get these bitches millions of dollars, but a bitch get a $30,000 truck back in the day, and your ass can't do nothing.
Crazy.
Millions.
Yeah.
Millions.
While we're on the topic, what do y'all think about the NIL and the transfer portal and the whole shit that's going on?
All that shit.
I think they got to find a way to clean it up. Yeah. I think it's the Wild Wild West right now, and that'll make or break a program. You know, a lot of programs are going to struggle because they can't compete, you know, being able to go out there and get the money. So you can't necessarily stop people from earning wages, but I think with certain protocols in place, they can create like like specific guidelines, maybe to cap it per player. It's wild. Some guys have been using the portal to leverage NIL money.
Yes.
I don't think you can have those two shouldn't be able to go hand in hand.
I'm with you. I think the transfer portal needs to be that they got to figure that part out before the NIL. The NIL is not going anywhere.
Right.
They got to figure it out.
But it's a trickle down effect because you got people that like these memorabilia companies. You got one player that'll go, let's say to Florida, for example, and then they'll go print up X amount of jerseys and shirts. They offer these signings. Like they're thinking is this player is going to turn into something. So now they want to catch them early before they develop, and now that creates more value on that particular product, right? But as soon as this player say, nah, I ain't happy here, I'm going to hop in the portal and go to Georgia or Bama or Michigan or whatever. What happens with the rest of that inventory? They take an L. Money. So that portal is kind of crazy. I think it should be something like, if you do hop in the portal, you can't get more NIL money, you know, in that same year. Yeah. They got to find a way to make sure these kids understand when you commit to something, you got to at least ride it for at least a year or at the bare minimum. But that part is tricky. That part is real tricky.
Totally disagree with that, Fred.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a fucking free market. Nobody's ever overpaid. Anybody will pay you something, that's what you're worth because they felt you're worth that much money. You give these little young motherfuckers $1 million, that's $1 million. You thought they were worth $1 million, give them a fucking $1 million. That transfer portal, a lot of bitches are gonna run when they get adversity. Yeah. And that's the thing Billy D was talking about. I watch y'all shit. That what Billy D was talking about, like you have to work through things, you got to figure it out. Yeah. Bro, have y'all coached? Y'all ain't been out there long. Y'all done coach kids nowadays? Yeah.
No, bro, I don't want no parts of that.
They pudding pies.
I don't want no parts of that.
They're pudding pies. Yeah. They are so sensitive, they're upset. Yeah. I get called, I coached high school for 4 years. I got called to the goddamn AD's office all the time. Hey, you talked to CJ wrong. I said, what did I say? Well, you said he was soft. I said, the bitch is soft. He can't even stop the run.
He can't stop
you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's a different kid. So the kids that are going to transfer, and they give them an out to it and leave. Because if you balling, you're not going to leave. And the development side of it and all that stuff, I understand that. And that's how you win. If you ever look at these schools that are really winning, like Michigan won. Yeah. That little boy, what's his name, McCarthy? That bitch was at Michigan, worked his way up, got good, and balled the fuck out and won the championship. Yep. You can't bring in the Russell Wilsons and those guys that just come in 1 year and win the championship, but that shit is few and far between. Transfer portal is, I don't like it, but it's for the bitches that want to run from adversity. Yeah. NIL, 1% of the 1%, right? Why can't you let these kids make $1 million, $2 million, $3 million for their family? Yeah. earlier than what we had to do.
Yeah.
We had to take care of our family when we got to the league.
Yeah, we was already in the negative when we got to the league.
Bro, that's
We was already in the negative when we got to. I remember when you told me when we first got in the league, I was like, Mike, you have to take care of your people. He's like, no, I don't have to take care of my people. I thought that shit was crazy when he said he didn't have to take care of his people when he got in the league. I didn't even understand that. Because when we get in the league, we got a list of motherfuckers we got to take. Like, we already behind the 8 ball when we get in the league.
Yeah.
Killer got in the league and he was let me focus on my future and generational wealth. Shit, I'm trying to catch up with the people that I got to take care of early. We already in the negative.
That's that melanin.
Yeah, we already in the
that's
negative.
that pigment. That pigment make you watch out for more people.
Yeah.
Mike ass, oh no, it's fine. Man.
I'm good. I'm good.
My mom and dad are good.
Now you got a scurvy voice.
He said he had to take care of his mom and daddy. I said, what?
Nah, I got the bitch voice, Fred. You see
He
that?
put that spur
My mom
on
has
you.
a great job.
I said, what? I was like, what the fuck? You don't have to take care of your mom and
Real
daddy.
good marriage.
I didn't even understand that.
Yeah,
Together
nah,
15 years. They love each other. Huh?
I was like, what?
I just want to clarify
To this day, my daddy and mama see each other and cuss each other out. Been divorced 30 years. Look at this motherfucker. Look at this bitch.
They was cordial at your birthday party, though.
Yeah,
They was
on the
cordial.
other side
They
of
was
the room.
cordial at your
Yeah,
birthday
they
party. You might not remember, but they was cordial.
Oh, boy, I was tore up. That night.
He was leaning too hard.
I
But
was
no,
leaning.
just to clarify really quickly, earning power, make as much money as you can. What I'm talking about is double dipping and using the portal for leverage.
Yes.
Like, I don't think that's a thing that should be allowable.
That's what I agree
where
with.
you get bread over here.
Yes.
And shit on this team, and then be able to jump in the portal and go get money here.
So make it more professional. You
Yeah,
got a
make it
contract.
just make it more
if you
professional,
play
that's
for the
all.
Dolphins, you can't
Like,
go
make
leverage the
as
Ravens
much
for the
money.
Dolphins until you're a free agent.
But you can double dip in the league.
I mean, but that's a rare occasion.
But we watching kids
That's
that have
very
been
rare.
we watching kids that have been 4-year starters that have no reason to transfer. That have been All-Americans, 4-year starters that have led their program, and to go transfer somewhere else and play somewhere else.
Right.
It ain't because of playing time. It ain't because you sitting behind somebody.
Bread.
You literally just left that school because you know they got more NIL money for you. I think it was a quarterback that left somewhere. I think with the USC was one of the top quarterbacks in college, and he had a great career. I think he was at Oklahoma or somewhere. And he left, and he going somewhere. One of these guys, I don't want to misquote it, but he had a great career. So why would you leave a great situation where you was a leader,
Right.
you was the head of the snake, to go somewhere else for your last year? Those are the things that are confusing to me.
Right.
And the second thing is the kids that are coming out of high school. Why would you even draft? Why would you even waste your time on a high school kid now when you can just go in the
That's
portal and
what
get somebody
Deion
that's ready to
said.
rock?
It's killing them.
That's what Coach Prime said. He said recruiting out of high school is going to be a lot more challenging because now you got all of these people moving around in the portal where you can go and get a proven player from another school versus an unproven player. The difference is how long will you be able to coach that player? For example, that's like NFL free agency. Like you can get somebody that's proven versus somebody coming out of college. You get a proven veteran for cheap, especially if he's older, because the game is about leverage at the end of the day. So if you get a veteran guy who's proven versus a younger player who's basically like a stock with potential, because my problem with what I had with Jacksonville was they would tell me, well, this guy, there's potential that he can turn into this player versus what you've done. I'm proven, like Apple stock. Like I'm proven that I'm
I know those conversations.
and I'm gonna get it done.
I know
so it gets that gets sketchy where I don't think high schoolers will have the same luxury that they once had back in the day.
No, it's
because
tough.
now you got to develop them. Some going to red shirt.
It's
all
tough
this
though
other
because
stuff.
I can only talk on the basketball side of things. Like you better be a dude for me to recruit you in high school.
You have to.
Because I'm just for me.
Speak on the agent. Speak on the agent. Speak on the agent.
Every
Speak on it. Oh yeah, he is. Oh, he got damn near as many jobs as you. But we're gonna touch on that.
Man, get that check.
every coach though is going to protect their $3.5-4 million job.
Yeah, right.
And the reality of the situation is, if I can bring a 23-year-old in here, I don't care if he's not as talented as an 18-year-old.
Right.
He's gonna be humbled. He's gonna have a routine, habits. He's gonna have all that stuff in
Correct.
place. He's gonna give me a better chance of winning.
Correct.
That's what the struggle is. But what you said before is like, now you're on that rat race every summer though, or every fall, because you have to fill that roster every time because it's turning around. It's not 4-year players or 3-year players or 2-year players.
What's the old ass quarterback at Georgia? What's his name? Ain't he like 30?
Yeah.
Them 7 year guys.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What
But
the
it's like it's the old prop, the old
What the
prop
hell?
48.
What the hell?
That bitch a 7-year senior.
What?
They letting the bitch
He
stay
still
in school
play?
forever.
I think he's 26.
Yeah, he got to come
27.
on. He need to come on over here with us.
You old, listen, I'm the youngest dude on the set, 'cause I watch y'all. And
Here he go.
Y'all old motherfuckers got to understand.
You got the oldest
Here he
face.
go.
You old
Here he
motherfuckers
go.
got to understand.
Here he go.
Every action got a reaction.
Damn, you did go to class.
Every action there's a reaction. There's nothing that happens. You throw that motherfucking pebble into the goddamn lake and them ripples go, that ripple gonna hit a leaf, the leaf gonna hit a tree. Everything has a reaction. What's gonna happen now is that back in our day, it was 22 to 25 scholarships a year that you can give to high schoolers, to y'all's conversation. Now they hold them back. So I've talked to a college coach recently that's like, we don't have 22 a year, we got 10.
Damn.
So those extra 12, and if you start adding that shit up amongst all the schools, there's gonna be a bunch of guys that go to lower tier schools.
Yes.
Yep.
So the Kentucky's now that 3-star, Freddie, what was you? You wasn't no 5-star. What was you?
The fuck wrong with you?
You was a 5-star.
Fuck this nigga.
Little
Hey,
ugly rabbit chasing motherfucker.
Hey, I was-
Okay, no, I was just
Hey,
messing.
listen, I'll be honest. I might have been a 3-star.
You was a
I might have been a
3-star.
3-star. I might
and
have
that's
been a
love.
3-star.
You
Damn,
know,
you
Prime
just
said
touched
I want a
a 3-star. You
3-star
was
dog,
2.5.
other than a 5-star prima donna.
But I'm
Three-
saying,
a
but
3-star.
But I used
Hold
to
on.
eat 5-star niggas.
That's what I'm saying.
I eat them
3-star,
5 stars.
undrafted, and now his jersey's getting retired.
I eat them
now
5
Jersey get
stars.
retired.
Exactly.
But I'm saying, so those
Exactly.
3-star, I use Ed
I
Reed.
got you.
Ed
I was
Reed.
a 3-star.
Ed Reed was a 3-star. You go through it
Really?
and see.
Dang.
Ed wasn't that. So those 3-star guys, those guys that you want to bring in, develop, red shirt, figure out what they got, so they have talent. Those guys are now going to go to lower tier D1s or D2s or D3s, and everything's going to move down. I just recently talked to Coach about it. He's like, man, everybody talks about the transfer portal as D1 to D1. We got to go find those guys that are developing down here to bring them up
The problem
here.
is like now all of a sudden all you're doing is down there is those mid-major schools. All you're doing is grooming them things to leave next year anyways.
To leave
Yep.
and
So
go
that-
somewhere.
so now it's just a
now
trick.
it's a feeder
Every-
program.
every action
What
has a reaction.
What about JUCOs?
Oh, yeah.
Are JUCOs
Yes.
going to get those guys that weren't there?
No, it's
Every
an issue.
action has a reaction, and it's going to be on the coaches in the universities to figure that shit out. And there's a lot of motherfuckers that had these cushy ass $4, $5, $10 million jobs. Sounds like you was a part of this.
Yeah.
That now y'all motherfuckers got to work harder. Because it's deeper than what it used to
Agent.
be. That's what it is.
It sound like you one of those.
Yeah.
Shit.
God
Man,
damn.
get your ass out of here.
we
I got
on-
a
we
bitch
just-
boys. I mean, what the hell?
Hey.
You have a bitch
Let's go.
voice. I know how your parents talk. Oh, Mike's a great guy, great kid.
Listen.
He's amazing.